Welcome to Love Lessons for Men. Most men think vulnerability makes them look weak, but when done the right way, it actually makes you more attractive, trustworthy, and magnetic. Let's break it down step by step. Chapter 1. What vulnerability really is. Let's start by clearing up a common misunderstanding. When we hear the word vulnerability, many of us picture emotional dumping or a confession of deep-seated insecurities on a first date. We've been taught that to be strong, we must be stoic, unshakable, a fortress. But this is a misconception that keeps us from forming genuine connections. True vulnerability isn't weakness, it's emotional courage. It's the conscious choice to be authentic, to show your real self in a measured and appropriate way. It's not about broadcasting every single thought or feeling. Instead, it's about selectively sharing your inner world, letting someone see past the carefully constructed exterior, even if it means revealing an imperfection. For instance, instead of just complaining about a tough day, you could share the experience with a sense of ownership. Saying something like, "I've been under a lot of pressure at work lately, but it's teaching me how to manage my time better," is incredibly powerful. Notice the two parts. You're being honest about the struggle, but you're also showing you're actively engaging with it. This isn't a cry for help. It's a statement of resilience. It communicates that you are self-aware and capable of handling life's challenges. This applies to dating as well. Admitting, "Honestly, I get a bit nervous on first dates, but I was really looking forward to meeting you," is far more connecting than pretending to be perfectly cool and detached. It's a small act of courage that invites the other person to be real with you too. Ultimately, vulnerability is about having the confidence to be human. It's the strength to say, "This is me, imperfections and all," and that authenticity is the foundation of true attraction. Chapter 2. Why women find it attractive. Women find vulnerability attractive because it shows you're secure enough to be real. It creates trust and emotional intimacy, something bragging or pretending can never do. A guy who can say, "I was nervous on our first date, but I really wanted to be here," shows courage. That honesty builds connection instantly. A guy who can say, "I was nervous on our first date, but I really wanted to be here," shows courage. That honesty builds connection instantly. It creates trust and emotional intimacy, something bragging or pretending can never do. Chapter 3. The balance. Here's the key. Vulnerability works when it's balanced. Oversharing too soon or dumping all your problems is overwhelming. Share just enough to show you're human, but keep it composed. Instead of saying, "My whole life is a mess," you could say, "I'm working on getting better with time management. It's a challenge, but I'm improving." Instead of saying, "My whole life is a mess," you could say, "I'm working on getting better with time management. It's a challenge, but I'm improving." Share just enough to show you're human, but keep it composed. Chapter 4. How to use vulnerability the right way. The most crucial distinction to make is using vulnerability as a bridge, not a crutch. A bridge is an elegant structure built to connect two separate points, creating a shared path for understanding and trust. A crutch, however, implies an imbalance, that you're leaning on someone for support in a way that can feel heavy or draining. It's the critical difference between sharing to connect and sharing to seek validation, sympathy, or pity. True, attractive vulnerability isn't about unloading your deepest insecurities on a first date. That's not connection, it's emotional outsourcing. The goal is to strategically reveal parts of yourself that demonstrate growth and humanity. A powerful framework for this is vulnerability plus action equals strength. You start with the vulnerability. "I used to be absolutely terrified of public speaking." This is relatable. Then you add the action you took. "So I joined a local club and practiced relentlessly, even when my voice was shaking." Finally, you state the positive outcome. "And now, I actually enjoy the challenge." You've transformed a past weakness into a compelling story of resilience. You're not just showing a flaw, you're showcasing your character. This framework also applies perfectly to admitting mistakes. Instead of a vague, self-deprecating apology, try something specific and forward-looking. "You know, I realize I completely misjudged that situation last week. I've been thinking about it, and I see a better way to handle it next time." This demonstrates profound self-awareness, humility, and a commitment to improvement, all incredibly attractive qualities. The final crucial step is to move the conversation forward with confidence. After sharing your piece of vulnerability, don't linger there, anxiously waiting for a specific reaction. Let the statement land, and then pivot. You could ask a question to turn it into a shared experience like, "Have you ever had to overcome something like that?" This signals that your self-worth isn't dependent on their response. You are sharing a part of your journey, not asking them to fix you. By mastering this balance, you build a connection based on mutual respect and authentic strength, not on neediness. Chapter 5. So, what's the ultimate lesson here? It's that vulnerability, when you approach it correctly, isn't a weakness. It's your secret weapon. It demonstrates profound strength, unwavering honesty, and immense courage. Think about it. It takes strength to lower your guard and show your true self, knowing you might be judged. It shows the honesty to operate from a place of integrity and the courage to trust that the right person will value you for who you are, not for who you pretend to be. This is what makes you truly attractive. The confidence to be real in a world that often encourages us to be anything but. Remember the perfection paradox. Striving to appear flawless doesn't draw people in. It pushes them away. It creates an invisible wall, making you seem distant and unrelatable. On the other hand, being real, flaws and all, is what builds bridges. Sharing a small past struggle or a moment of uncertainty makes you human. It gives the other person permission to be human too, fostering a powerful sense of closeness and trust. But as we've discussed, the key is balance. This isn't about unloading all your baggage on a first date. True vulnerability is earned and reciprocal. It's about sharing a small piece of yourself and seeing how they respond. It's a dance of give and take that builds trust incrementally. If you want lasting, meaningful attraction, you can't hide behind a mask. Be authentic, be vulnerable, but do it with intelligence and timing. That is the path to a connection that goes beyond the surface level and stands the test of time. If these insights on vulnerability resonated with you, help us spread the message by giving this video a thumbs up and sharing it with someone who might benefit. For more deep dives into the art of connection, don't forget to subscribe to Love Lessons for Men. We'd also love to hear from you in the comments. Share a time when being vulnerable made a positive difference in your life. Thanks for watching until the end. We'll see you in the next video.